Hey guys, today I want to talk about animals in the Pokemon world. This is so weird. When Pokemon was very young and new, and when I was very young and when I was very new, there were many instances, mostly in the anime, as far as I remember, where real life animals would be mentioned, referenced, depicted, living among Pokemon in the Pokemon world. And I think over the years, what has happened is any sightings of those have obviously been kind of like scrubbed or retconned, where it's like we got a mongoose being depicted right here in the anime, like, and it's stylized in the same way that a lot of it's honestly stylized in a way where like a lot of Pokemon end up like kind of look like Toucannon is a toucan that looks like a it's Toucannon is a toucan that has like Pokemon powers, right? But it's a Pokemon. Spearow, Pidgey, they're just, Rattata. They are animals, but they are Pokemon that look like animal. It's very confusing. And so, like, I guess I'm just having a thought that I didn't even have before I started recording this. And I'm realizing this mongoose kind of looks like it literally, like, you put this in a game and I guess it's just a Pokemon. So what is it? It's not a Pokemon, but it's an animal. Let's go to Bulbapedia. There's a bunch of instances like this, and I kind of just want to go through it today. Real-world animals have been mentioned a number of times to exist in the world of Pokemon. Most often, they are mentioned in relation to a Pokemon category. For example, Pikachu is known as the mouse Pokemon and was directly referred to in Pokemon the series as an electric mouse, hinting that real-world mice exist in the Pokemon world. Other than this, all other mentions of animals are rare. And that is true, like, most Pokemon, even like Toucannon, I wouldn't be surprised if it's literally called the Toucan Pokemon. There are a lot of Pokemon like that mention real-world things. This image right here, you can see Brock, Ash, and Misty, Pikachu, and there's a dog right here. That's just like my neighbor's dog. There's also a Caterpie, but there's just a dog right here. What is that dog? What kind of universe are we in? And then also, it's like, if we're going to admit or acknowledge that all Pokemon, or that real animals exist in the Pokemon world, where are they? Because we never see them anymore. Did they just go extinct? Like this old Amber artwork, which depicts, this isn't in-game, but it depicts this old Amber artwork. Old Amber is like the thing that you use to get an Aerodactyl. And this old Amber artwork depicts a mosquito, like a human, not a human, but like a real world mosquito. Is this supposed to be Buzzwole? I bet it would be if this was in Generation 10. Like, that's crazy, A sailor mentions that jellyfish sometimes drift aboard the SS Anne. A chef aboard the SS Anne mentioned several meat dishes: eels au barbecue, salmon du salade, prime beef steak. Like, what are they eating? And then does that mean they're eating Pokemon? That's kind of crazy too, right? Team Rocket calling them a little rat. See, I do think some of these references, they're good for categorization on Bulbapedia, but some of these aren't hitting the same way. Like, because some of these are, a rat has a meaning. That just means someone who's like, kind of like you're snitching, like you're a rat. You kind of ratted us out, right? A tamer in the Fuchsia Gym mentions having joined the gym due to Ninja's long history with animals. What are those animals? That's crazy. If the lore is that animals went extinct because Pokemon crash landed because of a meteorite or something and took over the world, then great, so be it. But, like, let's canonize that, This is crazy. In Pokemon Yellow, the non-player character at the Summer Beach House mentions these meat products: dogs and burgers on special today. Okay, I just read that. They're talking about hot dogs, obviously. They're not talking about, like, actual dogs. But some main ones, something that I do see often in-game. Like, okay, the anime is crazy, but what about in-game? And there are a lot of references in-game to, like, real-life, like, animals. This is hilarious. Ash wearing a cow costume. That's obviously pre-Miltank. But in game, you've got the Bird Keeper class, shout out Toby, who has a real life bird on his arm. And I guess you could squint a little bit and say, oh, that kind of looks like you could say it looks like a Pidgey. You could also squint a little bit and say, kind of looks like a Squawkabilly. Like, you could make it make sense, but it's not either of those Pokemon. It's not. It just isn't. Pokemon like Vespiquen also have a signature move, or like specifically Vespiquen's signature move, like Attack Order and Defend Order in Generation 4, or in some of the generations. What is this, Gen 6? You do see these little bees show up, and these little bees are not comb bees. So, like, what the heck are those supposed to be? You know? It's not a comb bee. They're just bees. I think you also see often any sort of, like, confusion. That's another one. That one, like, I think about it constantly. Confusion is so weird because the little animation in the older games, I think it's just in the older games, when you're confused, there's little like yellow birds that float up, that spin around your head, but they're not a Pokemon. It's not a Psyduck. It just doesn't exist. So what the heck are those things? Oh, this is cool. I've never seen this before. This is in the animation. A real world cat in concept art. Bro, this is what I'm talking about. Like, can we just make that a real Pokemon? That's actually, like, so cute. A little cartoon cat. But that would be a Litten nowadays. And if I'm being honest, I do like that they've actually retconned Pokemon, or they've retconned these animals to just be, like, real Pokemon. So now if there's a mention of, like, I don't know. If there's a mention of an elephant, you say Copperajah or Donphan, right? If you mention a dog, you say Herdier. You say Growlithe. Like, I do like that a lot, right? I do like that a lot. But, oh, this is crazy. A Pidgey eating a regular worm. I mean, it does make sense that there's, like, some of this does make sense. Some of this doesn't make sense because there's only 1,000 Pokemon and you would need, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I get it, but I'm like, could these Pokemon be, like, could this be fleshed out into actual Pokemon? You know, that little worm, I guess not mechanically, but maybe they can retcon it. I don't know. I look at it like it's all the same. Animals, Pokemon, and humans, they're all creatures. They all abide by the same laws of nature. It's all kind of the same. Maybe, like, could you battle with that little worm? It's a bad example. The Bird Keeper's bird, could you battle with it? Could you capture it in a Pokeball? But it's not a Pokemon, so it really only learns, like, it's a normal type, and it really only learns, I don't know, Tackle. That's it. Like, I don't know. And then what makes that little worm different from Caterpie? These things are just so weird to me. Here's a picture of a actual fish biting Slowpoke's tail. That's not as fun. You know, it kind of looks like a Basculin, if I'm being honest. And then this Mongoose is just insane. This Mongoose, I think they should just make this a real Pokemon. They obviously made Zangoose eventually. But, like, this Mongoose kind of has some energy to it. I do like this Mongoose. Let's see what else. Let's see if I can find any more pictures. Kabutops and its prey. You know, it looks like a giant fish, but this thing, again, is stylized enough. I could see it as just like, this is an old prehistoric Pokemon, you know? Could this have been the thing that inspired Game Freak to make Relicanth? I know it's not the same thing, but that's kind of cool, right? Then there's all sorts of, like, random depictions of, like, sea life and shells and starfish, like dried sea life that kind of, to us, remind us of, like, they just become a symbol, right? They kind of, like, transcend the real life animal that they're like technically made of. I mean, you got to think about it. Anytime, like, you can't have ice cream. If you want to get, like, real technical with it, you can't have ice cream like a Castelia cone in Castelia City in Unova. You can't have that exist unless you tell me that's Moo Moo milk. But if it's not Moo Moo milk, where is that milk coming from? How are they making ice cream? it gets confusing, and I'm not mad. It's just like because I want it to be that everything is just a Pokemon. I really do. I really do. I want everything to be a Pokemon. It's a Pokemon world. Make everything that would be anything that exists in the world should have a Pokemon analog. I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with this. I really am. And then I want to know about this dog. Like, who is this dog? Let me know who the dog is in the comments. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you want me to talk about next.